Ahoy, shipmates, Facebookers, YouTubers, and everybody else. Captain Jack here. Billy Bones Jr. laying down over on one of the printers. Billy Bones Jr.'s mama sitting on her perch. I want to tell you, the French were only in Texas a very short time, but it is such a convoluted story. I've read from the University of Texas library. I've read from the Library of Congress. I've read from the three persons who survived the expedition and went on back home to France and wrote up about it. A lot of stuff going on. Well, the thing that really does go on is that everybody I read has a different point of view. Everybody I read maybe has a different thing that happened. So this did that, and that one says, no, that didn't happen. This happened, on and on and on. So what I've tried to do is I've taken like a little bit from everything that I've read, and I've written it up here on the other board so I can read it off to you back and forth. I just hope that it sounds correct. So here is French Texas. Captain Jack, Billy Bones' parrot, Billy Bones Jr., Billy Bones' wife, girlfriend, whatever it is, saying, thank you for watching this. Adios. I have spent the last 3 weeks researching these very, very few years of France's occupation of Texas. I've read from the University of Texas, Texas A&M University, the Library of Congress, private research papers, and even from the journal of Henry Jolet, who was La Salle's best friend and confidant, who kept a journal and survived to return to France and have it published. William Shakespeare could have very well written this as a tragedy of errors rather than a comedy of errors. Everyone seems to have a different way this happened. Yet the things that all the authors are sure of. This trip was full of trickery, deceit, murder, and tragedy, and that this expedition started bad, it went bad, then it got really bad, and in the ending, of course, it got truly bad. If you remember that in 1862, La Salle had claimed all of the Mississippi Basin for France. At that time, he returned to France where he was going to finalize his personal affairs, sell off everything, his jewels and his land and whatever he had, and then borrow a whole lot of money, because he had the plan to leave France forever and to devote himself to exploring the New World. Well, he approached King Louis XIV and said, this is going to be a good deal. Will you commission this? The king was not amused.
We are not amused.
So La Salle put one more round of trickery and deception into action. He redrew all of his math. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth and the sea and all that is in them, and he rested on the seventh day. La Salle moved the Mississippi River 745 miles using just an eraser and a pencil in only 15 minutes. By giving the appearance of the Mississippi River being so close to the Rio Grande River, La Salle argued the fact that France could send raiding parties into gold and silver-rich Spanish Mexico from their port there on the Mississippi. France at that time was at war with Spain. That sounded like a really good idea, and the king said, let's do it. Now, King Louis XIV agreed to supply La Salle with 2 ships, fully crewed and supplied. The La Joie was a Royal Naval warship. She was rigged with 36 guns, and she was ordered to escort La Salle to his landfall and then return to France as soon as the colony was ashore. The La Belle, another Royal Naval vessel, which has been described as either bark or frigate rigged. She was also supplied and crewed by the king. La Salle wanted more cargo space because of his plans to remain in the New World. Using some of his borrowed money, he rented 2 additional vessels. The La Amiable, and she's a privately owned and armed supply ship, and the Saint Francois. She's a ketch, and she's carrying more supplies and equipment. Finally, on July the 24th of 1684, the fleet departed La Rochelle, France, with 320 persons in the fleet, 100 soldiers, 8 officers, merchants, servants, valets, women and children, and 6 missionaries, one of which was La Salle's brother. Trouble started immediately. The fleet was forced to return and make port at Rochefort, France, for repairs to the La Joie. And finally, the entire fleet got underway August the 1st of 1684 to seek the mouth of the Mississippi River by sea.